Hello everyone, Thomas Richard here, the Pen Tester Recruiter. This is just a short message from me for three main reasons. I hope everyone's enjoying the podcast, and I want everyone to know what the podcast's mission is. So the mission's really simple. It's to help facilitate career growth for everyone within the offensive security community, within the pen testing community. So that could be, you could be a pen tester yourself looking to progress in your career and enhance your career development and ensure that your career growth and progression is running at an optimal level. Perhaps you're a business owner and you want to get an insight into how other business owners are running their business or their thoughts and thought processes when it comes to offensive security pen testing or even running their businesses. Perhaps you're an internal recruiter or talent acquisition professional working within the offensive security community. So, like I said, across the whole spectrum, whatever role it is you're doing, whether you're on the tools, managing or recruiting in this sector, the podcast is to really help your career, give us a further insight. I really feel like we all need it at the minute. I think since the advent of remote working, I love remote working, by the way, but since remote working's become so prevalent, I think in terms of career progression, community, and being active on LinkedIn and having podcasts and bringing the community together, albeit virtually, I think is more important than ever when it comes to our mental health, when it comes to our career progression, and when it just comes to our overall job satisfaction, sense of purpose, and being happy, really. So yeah, like I said, that's the mission of the podcast, to help everyone out and to really give us all that sense of the community. If there's anything that you would like to see on the podcast, I want people to comment on this YouTube soundbite. So perhaps there's a certain guest you would like to see. Look, my day job is a recruiter, which I'm sure most of you understand the ins and outs of what a recruiter does. But if you're a recruiter, you tend not to be very shy. You tend to be quite willing to approach people. So if there's a particular guest within the offensive security community that you'd all like to see, let me know. I'll happily do my very best to get them on the podcast to help all of us, myself included, but help everyone's career growth. So anyone at all, feel free to drop names or companies or anyone you'd like to see on the podcast. I'm more than happy to approach anyone. Perhaps there's certain questions that I've not been asking that could help your career progression more. Maybe there's something to do with, I know we've covered certifications a lot, but maybe there's something to do with certifications. Maybe there's something to do with career paths. Maybe there's some aspect of pen testing we haven't covered yet. I know we've done a bit on bug bounty. I've just done an episode which hasn't been released yet on AD, on Active Directory pen testing. We've touched upon some full chain red team work and discussed some C2 frameworks, Sliver and customizing Cobalt Strike. That was in an episode that I recorded last night that still hasn't been released yet, but it's coming soon. The episode that's just been released, Eric from Include Security, he really did a bit of a deep dive into web assessments, web application pen testing. But perhaps there's something else. Just another one to let you know, I recorded another episode very recently on cloud security, on pen testing the cloud. That is going to be released fairly soon as well. So there's quite a lot of stuff coming up, but maybe there's something that I'm missing. Maybe you want more from web app. Maybe you want to go into APIs. Maybe you want to go, I know we've done a lot on the communication side of things and report writing, but anything at all, if it's going to help your career progression as an offensive security professional, let me know, and I'll make sure that an episode at some point gets produced, gets made, gets done in relation to that. Also, a little note just to remind everyone of exactly what I do. As many of I'm a pen tester recruiter. I'm an English guy, but I focus on the US market. So my clients are in kind of Miami, New York, Chicago. I've got clients in the US that don't have offices and they're fully remote organizations. So my real speciality, obviously, clues in the podcast title, but I'm a pen tester recruiter. So I just do penetration testing roles, and it's in America. Predominantly, I spend the bulk of my time in London. Although being a remote guy, I do fly around from time to time and work all over the world. But wherever I'm working from, I am always on an American time zone because I serve the US market. But I hope this little message from me has been helpful. I'm looking forward to receiving. If you don't want to do a comment, by the way, you can DM me on LinkedIn, or you can hit me up on my email address, which I believe is on the YouTube channel. So hit me up on LinkedIn, hit me up on via email, or drop some comments in this soundbite. It'd be really nice to hear from you. Any feedback in relation to the show, the podcast, is always really welcome. And thanks for listening. And I hope everyone is having a good week. And I hope everyone's finding the LinkedIn posts and the podcast helpful from a career progression perspective. It's the only reason I do it, is to really ramp up, aid, facilitate career growth within the offensive security community. We're not in a normal industry. Our industry moves so fast that if career progression isn't looked after, we can all easily get left behind. However, if career progression is looked after, we become very hot property within the markets. I do think career progression is abnormally strong. I think it's more important within the pen testing community, within the offensive security community, than it is for other industries. I hope you found this short little message from me useful. I hope everyone's having a nice week, and I'll see you all soon.